Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be doing a review of the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Foundation. So if you'd like to see my thoughts about this product, do I like it, all that good jazz, please keep watching. So I actually first tried this foundation and started using it years ago, probably over 3 years ago, and I loved it. I used it when I was living in Georgia, and then when I moved to New York, I think I got a little lighter or my skin got better and I was using a different foundation. But I decided to go back to it because previously I was using Nars All Day Luminous in Tahoe, and I just felt like the undertone was a little too yellow, and I think that my undertone is a bit neutral, so that's why I decided to go back to this. Now I take this in shade 450 Suede N for neutral. They do have, I believe, cool, neutral, and warm tones. I mean, between cool and warm, I'm definitely warm, but I'm like borderline neutral, so I really think that the neutral shade works in this for me. A lot of other foundations, at least for my skin tone, tend to lean a little too warm, and they end up making me look orange. So that's one reason why I really like this foundation. So now I'm just going to give you a little bit of specs about it. This foundation retails for $47. You can pick it up at Sephora, Nordstrom, Macy's, any department store pretty much. Ulta, I got this from Ulta. You can basically get it anywhere, and it does come with 1 fluid ounce, which is standard for a foundation. I do like that it comes with a pump because it's easy application. It does also come in a nice frosted bottle. Probably not the best packaging for travel, but it is a higher end foundation, so you will more than likely find like either frosted glass bottles or see-through glass bottle. From the website, it says it's an oil-free, long-wearing liquid foundation that delivers medium to full coverage with a natural velvety looking matte finish for up to 24 hours. Now I have oily to very oily skin. Right now I'm kind of just oily, not very oily, because it hasn't been too hot in Georgia. But for me, this foundation works really well. I do find that it gives me a nice soft velvety matte finish. What I really like most about this foundation is that it gives you a matte finish, but it looks like skin. So I'll insert a clip of me actually applying the foundation, and during the application you can see that it blends in seamlessly. Like, it just melts into your skin and it actually looks like skin. It doesn't look flat like a traditional matte. It's kind of like a natural matte. It's not going to make you shiny, oily, or greasy or anything, but it just looks like natural skin. And I think that's really important, especially if you're someone like me who has a fair amount of pigmentation on their complexion and you really want to cover the scars but also not look like you have on a mask or a cast. So during my application, you'll see one thing that I do is at first I apply 2 pumps and I spread it out evenly over my whole face just to get kind of 1 coat to get my skin looking a little more even toned, and then I'll go back with about half a pump and kind of just build up coverage in the areas where I do have more pigmentation. That's my little tip, so that I don't have to put a full coverage amount on my whole face, just specifically in the areas where I need a little more coverage. I do think that this holds up to the claim of being long wearing. The one thing that I really like about this foundation that I don't see in the other foundations, it's kind of a balance between cool and warm, which I tend to like. I find that anytime when you have pigmentation on your face, if it is darker than your skin tone, if you just put something your exact skin tone on top of it, it can tend to look a little gray because the shadows of your pigmentation or scars are showing through. So by having a foundation that has a little more neutral color in it, meaning it has a mix of probably yellow and red, it kind of counteracts the color of your pigmentation and helps your foundation to overall look more nice and natural. So that's one thing that really gravitated me toward this foundation. I just overall love it. I have it on today. I tried not to put on too much makeup, so I just have on I have on bronzer, foundation, and lipstick, and then my eyebrows. That's it. Oh, and mascara. But yeah, I just really love this foundation. I think this is going to be my staple spring and summer because I just think the coloring is nice, and if I do get any darker, I can just mix it with a drugstore darker foundation. I think that's probably what I'll do, so that I don't have to buy a whole other foundation. But I will leave down below all my foundation shades in the other brands that I have tried just to give you a kind of a feel for where I fall in other brands of foundations. I'll also note that online at Sephora, if you go into the search bar and type in color IQ, you can search for a foundation that you're currently wearing and it will give you a color IQ number. You can then use that number to search and find another foundation without having to go in store and try things on. It's not always 100% accurate, but it can at least give you a kind of ballpark, so when you go in the store you have at least maybe 2 or 3 colors you know you want to try instead of having to test out 4 or 5. So that's another feature that I really like. Yeah, overall I think I'd give it 5 out of 5 stars. There's really nothing I don't like about it. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below and I will see you in the next video. Bye.